Let's start the recording for the VOD. Welcome everybody to All the Mods 9. On my public server, you can join. There is an IP command here on Twitch, !IP. And you can join the Discord as well to get that information. If you're watching on YouTube, the link will be in the description. All right, so the reason we're going live on Twitch today is I really want to do a lot. I really want to grind a bit. We kind of reserve YouTube more for the recap single big stage stuff, not really the grind. Okay, so today's goal is to progress mechanism enough to start producing power. So we need fissile fuel. And then I also want to get through all of the Steam age of Greg Tech. We'll see if we do anything more, and then probably just a few miscellaneous things around the base. I did want to start us off by coming down here where I noticed we're storing stone here. I kind of want to put that in a bulk item cell. So I'm going to get a bulk cell. And we're going to store stone inside of this. Oops. Let me go ahead and transfer from network to cell. And there's more items to store here. Specifically, a lot of raw ores. But I don't think, since we're going to be processing the raw ores, I think storing them in this mega... Oh, my stream mode is not on. Let's turn that on. I think it... Hey, like your pumpkin friend in the corner. Thanks, hon. I'm thinking that our 256M mega cell is good enough for the raw ores. I don't think we need to do anything else for those. Hopefully we can get some ore processing up today as well. But this should be done with the stone. Let's add the stone in our extended drives. And then the way I'm going to clean this up. Afternoon. I believe Drew and Raven is Rare. How are you, Rare? Welcome to today's stream. I really want to see what's inside of this disk drive. So I'm gonna take this out, and I'm gonna come over here to an ME chest that is separated from the network, and we're gonna see what items are being bulk stored. So we've got source gems in here, wheat, cyanide ingots. So why don't we do this? Flint, cyanide, source, clay. Donut says, good morning, friends. Good morning. Hope everyone's having a good time. But I'm going to take out a bunch of these that we are storing in large amounts, and we're going to make bulk cells for these. Then we'll get started with the plans today of getting to a reactor, getting power, and all that good stuff. And Steam Age of Greg, that's the biggest goal today, is to completely do the Steam Age in one go. All right, I'm gonna grab some bulk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm gonna store sky steel, spruce, wheat, clay, source, flint, and cyanide. I'll set these up. And then what I'm going to do Make sure these should all be 1,000 priority. Is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to put this disk drive up front, and I'm going to lag the server a little bit. Sorry, everybody, but I'm going to put this disk drive and feed it into the network. Every time this pauses, it lags the server. So sorry, everybody. Hopefully it goes pretty quick here. Oh, there's the first pause. Okay, it's done. So now we should have a lot. Yeah, 95,000. That is a lot better. And now what I need to do, I want to see what all is in this storage cell. But all of our quarries are currently running, and if I take it out while we're also processing ore, we're going to have a problem. So I might wait for that. I did Steam Age with Donut in like a few hours, so you can probably do it in 1 hour. Yeah, I'm hoping I can do it pretty quick. We'll find out for sure. Yeah, for now I'll just leave that. Let's get going. Oh gosh. I am going to claim some XP here. Check the status of my neural network stuff. Looks like we're getting good amounts. That'll be perfect for the nether stars, for the all the mods star. Something I went ahead and favorited everything we're going to need to get to, almost everything we're going to need to get to fissile fuel. And one of them was fluorite. Now, even though my current builder in the mining dimension has been running, I haven't gotten any fluorite. So before I went to lay down a couple hours ago, I set up a builder in the overworld in new chunks just to get us fluorite. So it's already gotten a good amount. I'm going to take some of this home with us. And by take it home, I mean I'm going to throw it in our ME system, and then we're going to tell our fortune setup to only do fluorite for a little bit. So that should be enough for a good amount of fissile fuel. Let's head home. And I'm going to come down here to our current setup for fortuning ores. And this export bus, what's the best way to do this? I'd like to put a redstone card in here, but we don't really have room for it. I'm going to take out the ruby, peridot, and sapphire, and take out a capacity. Then we'll go ahead and grab a redstone card, which I don't think we've actually made a pattern for. Once we got the auto crafting set up for Steam Age, we were done in like an hour moving on to low voltage. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited and nervous for how this is going to go today. With the redstone in, I'm going to say only active with signal so that I can put a lever here. Let me go ahead and actually I should have it in here, some purple concrete. And what I'm going to do is when I need to specifically target certain ores. Next day Mech came out and I tore it down for now. RegTech is better than Mech. I mean, heck, max tier Crusher Spirit's better than Mech, honestly. 6 times ore instead of 4 times. Let's grab a new export bus. place it here and give it XL. And we specifically right now need to process the fluorite ores. So we should be getting fluorite now. Beautiful. I'm going to pause this because now that I'm thinking about it, we should probably have bulk stored this. I have a max crusher spirit, not sure how to automate. So here's the thing. It is difficult to automate them. Very much so. To where if you don't want to deal with automating the crusher spirit, mech is better to go. Or well, if you don't want to automate the spirit but are willing to do Greg tech, then Greg's the way to go. But you get what I'm saying. All right, let's store fluorite and go ahead and turn fluorite back on. How do I keep typing it wrong? So this will get us all the fluorite we need. Let's work on producing the other materials. So we're going to start at the base, which is we need uranium oxide, which is a chemical oxidizer with yellow cake uranium. And yellow cake uranium is just from an enrichment chamber. So let's make a pattern for yellow cake uranium and add it to our enriching machine, enriching factory. And we need a chemical oxidizer. Now, I believe we have already made a pattern for this because we needed one for sulfur. And I'm going to go ahead and put this down here with a interface. And I'm going to come into the side config and say item config. I don't want it touching any of those sides. Just input on the top. And the gas is going to output out the back. Perfect. Then we just need some cable, which I have on me. And I'm going to try to keep some more export buses on us. Go ahead and throw that down there. I like to just max XL. Why not? And this is going to be yellow cake uranium. Craft it if you need it. So that should have kicked on. Yep, there it goes. Kicks on the enriching factory. Feeds this yellow cake into here. And we need to add power. And we need to give it some upgrades. So boom and boom. I don't think there's any other upgrades this can take. And then we just need to give it a cable. I don't want it to use all the slots, Donut. It is a purposeful choice. I'll show you why in a moment. Let me quickly grab a pressurized tube and my configurator. But the thing is, when I craft things, this one enriching factory is in charge of all of my enriched materials. So I want it to be that when I request ultimate alloy, right? Control circuit, let's get 1,000 of them. When these all kick on and are needing enriched redstone, I want my factory to be able to take multiple orders of multiple materials. If I had more crafting CPUs, this would be entirely full right now. But if I have it on auto sort, and let's say there's something trying to do 2000 uranium, none of these other materials will be able to enter the enriching factory. So instead of auto sort, I am single slot. So I can have multiple processes running at a time. Okay, with that out of the way, one of the next steps, now that we are getting uranium oxide, is uranium oxide needs to be combined with hydrofluoric acid. That's where we needed fluorite, and we need sulfuric acid. So this is where we really need to start working here. Yeah, I thought so. Wait, why does it say item to gas that gives you pure sulfuric? I thought sulfur dust... Wait a second. I thought sulfur gives you sulfur dioxide. Can you turn sulfur dust directly into acid? I'm actually confused. Oh, that's right. I don't have sulfur dust. Let me take some raw sulfur, because I made sulfur dioxide, right? Give me a second here, folks. I need to explore something. Let me think. Where is... I've never seen that item to gas section. Sulfur dust gets turned into dioxide, right? But if I put it in here... Oh wait, it's not taking it. It said it could go in the purifying chamber. How do I put this into item to gas mode? Let me make some upgrades. I'm so confused. What is that item to gas? It even says osmium compressor. Okay, I think it's lying to me. Let's not worry about it. I think it's lying to me. But what we've done is, as I was saying, I have sulfur dioxide, which now we need to combine oxygen and that sulfur dioxide to get sulfur trioxide. So we need another chemical infuser. Oh, I guess that is the first one. So let's get the chemical infuser. Yeah, I know how to do it normally, Donut. It seemed like there was a shortcut, I guess is what you could say. It seemed like there was a shortcut. But I think the shortcut was lying to me. No CPUs available because everything is working on the 1000 IQ'd. I'm going to cancel that. Let these machines catch up, and then we'll be good. They should catch up pretty fast. Okay, I think we're good. Let me get a chemical infuser. And we need to input technically on two sides here. I'll put it here. And what I'll do is for the gas input, does input output only affect... I gotta think here. Let's do a test. No, I would need... Okay, let's do top as input 1, right as input 2, and back as output. Need to wire this up for power. And give this... Let me think here, I guess we'll do 2 export. And we'll go ahead and put in for trioxide, oxygen and sulfur dioxide. So I'm going to type in oxygen, but here's what I want to test, right? If I type in, let me change this top face to input output. If I put in oxygen with mechanism, oh, I can't, this is going to be more difficult to do. There's a way to output it. I just need to remember. Give me a second. Let me try switching to a regular AE2 export bus. See if it allows the chemicals. Nope, doesn't take it. Don't you take the tank? I need to put it in a tank, hover the tank, and then I think I middle mouse click, right? Isn't that how that works? So like if I get a tank and look at oxygen. So now this has oxygen in it. And I hover here, right click to set oxygen. Now if I dragged this, there's no good... Yeah, there's no way to do it with the dragging, unfortunately. What I want to test, if I use round robin and do oxygen and sulfur dioxide. Oh, what? It'll let me... Oh, that's liquid. Okay, let's store the oxygen and grab some sulfur. Can it? Oh, it can do it both. So if I pump this, perfect. So we do not need that side. And what we'll do is do gases output back. Same deal. Let's grab a pressurized tube. disconnect this. I'm like floating. There we go. So we should now, in our system, sulfur dioxide. Perfect. Let's continue the process chain of now we need sulfur. So for hydrofluoric acid, we need sulfuric acid, which is the sulfur trioxide and water vapor in another chemical infuser. We're not producing water vapor yet. We need a rotary condensator. So I'll get a rotary condensator as a pattern. We have almost everything for it minus that. And we'll go ahead and get one of these. And then I do need to put upgrades in this. Beautiful. And we'll take a rotary condensator. Now, is water vapor used for anything? It's only used for injection of water. So, honestly, I think I'm not going to store water vapor in the drive. We're just going to put down the condensator. And fluid, don't eject. Input top. Gases, auto eject. Output right. And you'll see why I'm doing it that way. Let's go ahead and export bus. Cable. Water. Oops. And we're trying to go from water to water vapor. Let's give this power. And we're kind of going down a line here, so I'm going to just preemptively put down some power here. So we don't have to worry about it. I'll keep the gas on me. And we'll upgrade this. I don't think this one can take. Yeah, no, nothing like gas upgrade or something. But we do want it to stop operating when full. That's perfect. Let's go ahead and add another chemical infuser right here that will take the water vapor, and I'll go ahead and turn the gas input to the top. Output the back. And this is where we will export our sulfur trioxide. So let's type in sulfur. And grab sulfur trioxide into here. Quickly mute any mechanism machines. Give this one some upgrades. And perfect. So it's full right now. This is the 8th output. So we in our subnet of chemicals, we may need to do a controller. We might have to do a whole sub network. Okay, there we go. So now that we're getting sulfuric acid, and since this is currently full, I'm going to add a controller to it. Wait, no way. Do I not have a pattern for ME controllers? Let's just get a couple of these made, because we're going to use a lot of subnets for GregTech, let me tell you, in order to be mega efficient. I'm going to take this controller and I'm going to pop it down over here. And I'm going to add a dense cable here. Now we're only 6 of 8, so I can do the next machine in this line, which we need to produce hydrofluoric acid, which is a chemical dissolution chamber with fluorite. So that's why we're making the fluorite. See where we're going here? Which, let's see, we got 63,000 fluorite. That should be more than enough. But let's make a pattern for a chemical dissolution chamber. And a pattern for refined obsidian ingot, which is going to be made in the osmium compressor. Come over here. And I'm going to put this pattern in. And we need to configure this, right? We have the channels that this one needs osmium. And is there enriched osmium? I don't think there is. Why don't we double check? I'm going to go use osmium compressor, osmium. Yeah, it just takes pure osmium. So let me put osmium ingot here. That should fill this up pretty quick. And now I should be able to request a chemical dissolution chamber. Items do need to be configured to input, output, auto eject. And I need to make sure that it is not touching any other sides. Perfect. There is our dissolution chamber. We'll go ahead and place it down. And side config, once again, we're going to do item input, output, top. Gas. Output the back. Oh, wait, we can just do input top, item input top, right? I think that should work. To where if I add numero 7 here of sulfuric acid, and fluorite, perfect. Now this one can take a gas upgrade. We haven't made gas upgrades yet. Let's make a pattern for those. And I'm going to make some gas upgrades. Grab energy speed. Oops. and gas. So it is more efficient with gas. And the hydrofluoric acid will be exported out the back into our network here. So we should now be storing, right? This says chemical. Oh, you know what? I can't use that. It is voiding. There is a bug. I remember now. There is a bug. I cannot have equal and overflow in here. It will cause any chemical coming into the system because of the overflow to be voided. Oh, I forgot the cell. Let's come back up here. And place it like so. And hopefully, in our system, we are now getting hydrofluoric acid. Not sure. Oh, it's in here because I saw the bits go up. Okay. So we're now storing hydrofluoric acid, which we combine hydrofluoric, uranium oxide, and we get uranium hexafluoride. You guys following? And the uranium hexafluoride isotopic centrifuge fissile fuel. There it is. So let's finish this last step. So we need a chemical infuser. And these machines are going to work at different rates. So that's why I'm not just pumping from one machine to the next. We are buffering everything, buffering the storage. Here's the chemical infuser. Let's go ahead and in the gases config, input, output top, so we can input both, and output the back. Perfect. And then we do need power here. And some upgrades. And this should be number 8, right? Yeah, number 8 on the main network. Oh, come on. Export bus. And it is going to export hydrofluoric acid. And uranium oxide. Perfect. And our uranium hexafluoride, you guessed it, is going to go into the network. Since we are buffering all chemicals. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Perfect. And now we just need an isotopic centrifuge. Looks like we have been getting some mechanism quests. But we didn't get these ones because I haven't made a thermal evaporation plant. So that's on me. That we haven't gotten that yet. Let's get a isotopic centrifuge. Now this isotopic centrifuge, I think what I'm going to do is start another line. So I'm going to take our dents and go 1, 2. No, we'll go 3. And bring the cable down. And it's going to need to come all the way down because of the way the centrifuge works. But let's go ahead and say gases, input left. Yep, that's perfect. And right now it's outputting front. Let's input out the back. Grab a export bus. And this is going to be receiving uranium hexafluoride, right? Yep, there it is. Uranium hexafluoride. Putting gases into the system looks way better than cables all over. That's exactly why I do it. I can't stand how it looks if you don't do it this way. I'll be honest. I'm even going to route this cable over. So give me just a moment. I'm going to take some dense cable and an anchor. I really like my mechanism set up to be clean. I want it to look crisp is the word I'm going to use. And we're going to come along this line. Don't worry, I have covers ready. This is going to look really good. Come up here. Let me replace what I broke. Oops. Grab some facades. Oops. And let's see here. Let's do the stripped like so. And some plank. Beautiful. And all we should have to do is place the cable and a interface right in the back. It should be able to output directly into that. If we do the system right. Oh, there it is. Output. Perfect. Drew and Raven redeemed hydrate. Rehydrate everybody. I got mine as clean as I could if you go check. I'm impressed, honestly. Make sure you hydrate everybody. We do need to get power over here, and then maybe we can go check out Rare's setup. Let's grab some ultimate energy cable because we're pulling. Oh, that was wrong. We're pulling from another side of the plug. And let's mute these mech machines. Give me a second to scroll through my million blocks in my inventory here. Isn't that cute? This could be even cleaner. This could really be cleaner. I could do this system and even this up part all from underground. I could do all of it. So I could technically make this whole thing cleaner. This is it for now. But we are now producing fissile fuel. Now the fissile fuel is, when I built my fissile fuel system, we did have applied mechanistic. I believe I'm not using applied mechanistics. So applied mechanistics adds, oh my gosh, come on, applied mech adds these chemical storage cells, but they're not as good. I'm using the mega chemical and the mega super, or sorry, and the super. Those ones have always stored chemicals. The mega cells have a chemical storage cell, and they are better than applied mechanistics, in my opinion. They store much, much more. And mega cells even has the ability to make a radioactive storage component to make it only stores 256 bytes, so not a lot, but you can store radioactive material with this cell. Which is super nice. But again, in a little tip, do not build anything radioactive at your base or in the overworld. Use hyperboxes. We don't have compact machines, but we have hyperboxes, and that is where we're going to put our reactor. But that was the step of getting the fissile fuel. Now we got to make the reactor, right? So let's come to mechanism. And I'm going to favorite. Let's see, where do they start the blocks? Here we go. We're going to make the reactor first, then we'll make the turbine. Everyone is using the mining dimension right now. I wouldn't, because the mining dimension gets wiped every weekend. You'd have to rebuild your reactor setup over and over and over. But let's get a fission reactor casing, reactor glass, port, logic, fuel assembly, and control rod. And the logic ones are perfectly, it's very important to have the logic, because you can configure with very little redstone your reactor so that it shuts off anytime it would even be getting close to exploding. All with redstone. It's all really simple. Let's get some more patterns. Store all of our stuff so that we can start fresh. And let's make some patterns. So we're going to need fission reactor casing, reactor glass, fission reactor port, logic adapters, fuel assembly, and control rod. Yeah, you should have asked the AE2 guy, Donut. I'm the AE2 guy, that's me. I can tell you everything about AE2 and why it's amazing. Okay. So, I'm going to mech. And reactor casing, I'm going to get 1,000 of them. You'll see why. Eventually, we're going to need tons of this stuff. And it crafts really fast. We won't need as much reactor glass. Let's go ahead and just get a few hundred reactor glass. Then in terms of... You tried so hard to put radioactive mats in your system? Oh, damn, yeah, I should have, but I was just excited just to get into mechanism. I just did what worked. Hey, nothing wrong with that, though. Nothing wrong with that. Where was I? We're going to need You know what? We should plan this in the hyperbox. I'm going to open next terminal. Oops. For pattern providers. And we need ender pearls and crying obsidian, which we can do this to automate it. I just already have enough crying obsidian, I believe, for a hyperbox or two, so we'll be okay. Let's go ahead and request a hyperbox. And I'm going to put it over here. Now let's go ahead and we're going to call this Fallen Reactor. Oh, failed. Oh, I used a space. Hold on. Oh, it can't be caps either. Fallen Reactor. Fallen the 82 keen. It's true. So taking a look inside here, we've got a little bit of space. We could do a let's do some math here. We could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We could go 11 by 11 if we want to go max size and then transport everything in the 1 block gap. But I might go 10 by 10 to give me 2 block gap. I'm going to go 10 by 10. Stupid ads. Yeah, Twitch has me turn. I'm a Twitch associate, so they're on. So I'll show you the trick for that, Donut. I'll show you the trick for that. Hey, Rare coming in, renewing his... Oh, yeah, renewing his Prime sub. Thank you so much, Rare. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. That means a lot. Thank you. I'll show you the trick with quantum entangling to get sunlight for polonium. It's all in the tips and tricks. Don't you worry. Let's get our reactor casing. You never asked. I probably could have hopped on. Yeah, you never asked, man. All right, let's get a wand. And we'll go to 10 by 10. Which is, oh, too far. Well, now when you break down, because it's in the mining dimension, you can do that. Yeah, that's right. He's in the mining dimension, so he's going to have to rebuild. But we are going to build this all the way up to here. I like to leave gaps. We don't necessarily have to have the gaps. I just like to have them. So we're not going max size. But we're getting a pretty big one. I'm starving and want lunch, but I want to see this. I don't know how fast I'll be, and you're making me hungry, Rare. I need some food too. Absolutely, I need some food. Let me get this. Give me just a second, folks. Exactly. My plan was to rebuild under the base close to bedrock, but might put it in the box now. Yeah, I wrangling the rewards. Gifting a tier 1 sub to Teriak. Congrats, Teriak, and thank you, Wrangling the Wards. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and get all of the casing done. So I'm going to need a tiny bit more. And we'll put the wand on left, right. Yeah, there we go. Place these down. And now we're going to need some fuel rods. So, hey, and Mr. Chev. Oh, okay. Oh, gosh, everything's happening so fast. Rare gifting 2 tier 1 subs to the community to Slowburn and Chev. Thank you so much. Thanks. That completes the sub goal. You guys are too kind. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I've got a stupid grin on my face. All right. We need fission fuel assemblies. And it's very important to remember in mechanism reactors to not let the fusion fuel assemblies touch the outer walls. It is very commonly a huge mistake people make that causes damage. The fuel assemblies need to be at within a 1 block gap of the walls. And then honestly, the pattern after that is up to you if you want to get super into how the heat and radioactivity is dispersed. But we are just going to do a grid pattern. Go ahead and fill that out and then put the wand on none. Build it up. Oh, I ran out. We need more. And there's rare cheering bits. My first bits in, oh gosh, I don't even know how long. Since I streamed Dungeon Defenders. Thank you so much for the 30 bits, Rare. I appreciate it. Thank you. And again, congrats to Teriak, Slowburn, and Shever for getting your, gosh, dang it, for getting your subs. And thank you for the 400 bits, Rare. Thank you so much. Let's get this finished, huh? People want to see. I'm going to come up here, and the last block needs to be control rods. So we'll make a few of these. No, don't be sorry, Rare. That is some VIP status there. You know what? Here, give me a second. How do I do this? I'm such a noob. You're like, you have so many badges. You're the bits leader. You're like, oh my gosh. You're making me emotional, dude. Thank you for the 1,000 bits. You're too kind. But I'm gonna, that is some VIP if I've ever seen it. So that should make you VIP on the channel. You don't have to answer, but is streaming your only income at the moment? So I used to make good money working in IT. I worked in IT, and big old donut cheering 1,000 bits. Thank you. I used to work in IT, and I made really good money. And then due to some serious medical problems, I have become disabled. And the disability I receive is the only income I can provide to my family. And I'm unfit for work. I can't get a job due to my medical conditions and my disabilities. And something I can do is, since I can game, I turn on a camera, and hopefully one day that will help me provide more money to my my family. So thank you guys. Thank you. Thanks for the bits. I really appreciate it. And thanks for finishing Thanks for finishing it off with a follow. Rare, thank you. Oh, that's great. That's great. Big tip to get your control rods in easily. Put the control rods in your offhand with your wand and place. Thanks for the bits, guys. Thanks, Donut. Thanks, Rare. And thanks, everybody, for the subs. You guys are too great. Thank you. Yeah, he's following now. That's what matters. Yeah, other than disability, anything I get from streaming or YouTube will be my only income. I just have to reach payout thresholds, and I'm not monetized on YouTube yet. I need to reach 1,000 subs. But the plan was I don't expect much money from YouTube. Any money I get from YouTube will just go back into making the channel better, and anything extra will go to my family, is the plan. Once I've invested enough in the channel to feel good about accepting the income, it'll go to my family. And Lady Fox says, you guys are too kind. For anyone curious, Lady Fox is my wife. You have the hours of watch time. I just need subs. And the problem is discoverability on YouTube for a streamer is garbage. It is not. It's garbage. A video. We love Fallen. You guys are too kind. But streams, the second I turn off the stream, its reach goes from being like a bar to just flatline. And, oh my gosh. I'm sorry, I need just a moment. Thank you, Rare. I definitely will. I was just thinking about how when I said you were making me hungry, I was like, I wish I could get lunch for me and the wife, and I think we can now. And then we'll enjoy a very nice dinner. Thank you. Drew does say if you want some advice, stick with Twitch or YouTube. I do Twitch and then upload to YouTube. Don't split your time. Yeah, I've been thinking the same thing, because right now what I've been doing is Twitch is where I do the long grind streams versus YouTube. And I was thinking that I will do some more. I'm going to focus streaming on Twitch a bit more and uploading the VODs. And the YouTube, excuse me, I'm emotional. The YouTube streams will be more of professional. I'm still going to stream on YouTube as here's what's happened, here's what we're doing, here's a project for this stream. Drew says, when I was a partner or getting partner, I was doing 12 to 18-hour days. Streaming is hard, very hard. Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I'm most worried about is I can't stream long enough for the hours. And at least on YouTube, after a stream, the video still gets views and still exposes my channel versus Twitch. So I'm in this weird zone of doing both Twitch and YouTube, and who knows, maybe one day I'll figure out exactly what I'm gonna do on what system. But thank you, Drew, for everything. You are too kind. Thank you. I hope to one day be able to repay your kindness in some way, whether it be a video that truly brightens your day or what. Splitting your time is the worst thing you can do. It's two communities split. Yeah, a lot to think about. I'll have to figure it out. Don't worry about it. I've been down and I've become very fortunate over the last few years. Well, thanks again. I appreciate it. Why don't we finish this reactor? We needed the reactor glass. Let me craft this. Oh yeah, the reactor, right? Right? Oh gosh. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put in all the glass, and then I'll put in the circuits and ports and stuff. Huh? Okay. Huh? Sorry, I was talking with the wife. She's gonna get the food ordered. You got us lunch and a dinner, Rare. Thank you so much. That was a great hype train. Donut, thank you. Donut, thank you for the 20 bits as well. Thank you so much, Donut. I appreciate that. And then Donut just said, I have to go. Hope you have a good stream and maybe see you later, Fallen. Thank you so much, Donut. Hope to catch you later. Thanks for the bits. Thanks for everything you did today as well. I will never forget that stuff. That is memories for life. Thank you. We're going to do all the glass, then the important ports. And this, I am recording. This will become a VOD on YouTube. So if anybody has to dip and won't see the reactor finishing, I will finish it on, you can watch the VOD on YouTube. Now, another tip for doing the glass is the wand can actually go around corners. So now that we've gone all the way around with the glass, I can just build up all the corners at once. Like so. Now what we need is a few ports for our reactor. Is it because the corners are touching? Yep. It's because the glass is touching at the corner that it works. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a couple logic adapters. And I'll show you how we'll configure those. And all that's left, things are jumping around here. We need, I might just have to type them in. I'm going to type in reactor because we need fission reactor ports. And we're going to need a couple of them. A good amount, you could say. So we'll take our logic adapters and our ports. And on this face, we're going to handle the redstone logic and the inputting of fissile fuel and water. Now, if I remember right, we need roughly, let me think. I think we need about, let me look inside here. Oh. I place these. My card flagged for fraud, but I approved it. Let me know if you have any issues. I will, Rare. And if Be honest, if you need the money back, just let me know. All right. Thank you so much, though. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. But coming inside here, we can see I'll DM you something. Oh, okay. Thank you, Rare. I appreciate it. We have 4. Phone real quick. Oh, I need to look at my phone real quick, says my wife. Yeah, no worries, hon. But the red are bad. This is what you would want to activate to turn off your reactor, right? Insufficient fuel, damage critical, excess waste, or high temperature. My number hand's not in the screen. And the activation. So we need 4 and 1. And what I like to do is, now that we've placed it, I'm going to do a little construction of concrete here. Don't worry, I'll fix the light in just a moment. And what we're going to grab is a repeater. And have the repeater on all of the first 4. Just do a ferro light. I love those. I do love the ferro lights, but I don't want it to put a light source inside of the reactor and break the multi-block. So this is the way we're doing it for now. I don't know if it still can happen. It was kind of like an older pack that was happening in. But I'm just being safe with it. Where was I? So this first one will come all the way down to the bottom, and we're going to say insufficient fuel. It'll output, and sure enough, it's outputting. Damage critical. Damage isn't critical, so it's not outputting. Excess waste. We don't have excess waste, so it's not outputting. And high temperature. We don't have high temperature, so it's not outputting. They used to be able to only place in the line of sight. Well, I just noticed at my base, the ferro lantern was placing lights on my roof. So it wasn't line of sight, so I'm just being safe with it. But this last one is going to be activation, which is activate the reactor when powered, deactivate when unpowered, right? So the last thing we need is 1 more block, some redstone dust. Oh, my redstone dust is getting turned into block. Let me just go like that. And place that up here. And a torch. Yeah, huge radius, but not physical lights. Yeah, I love that it's not physical lights. So the reactor's off because we don't have the fuel. Next step is going to be water and fuel. Let's go ahead and do those here. I like to put a few ports for the cooling the water and just one for the fuel. We'll take our configurator and change it to fluids. So we want this to, we need the 3 inputs. And on this side, we need to output the waste and output coolant as steam. I like to put a few of these for the steam out. And I believe that's all we need. Now, we haven't built the turbine yet to use the steam, but I should be able to grab a sink. And we are going to use the one ultimate pipe we haven't made yet, which is mechanical pipe. Or did I? No, I didn't. We're good. Let's make all the patterns for this. Come over here. And go ahead and get some mechanical pipe. Now, I don't want these sharing their transfer limit. So, I'm going to run 2 like that and 1 to the side, but I'm going to break this middle portion. That should start filling the reactor. Now, we could bring AE2 over to increase the flow of the water, but we won't do that till we need more production of this reactor that will use AE2 to put water in. Now, the fissile fuel, there's a couple ways we can bring it over. And the way we're going to do it is I'm going to put down a tank. But let's tier up to advanced. Is there an easier way to find these tanks without fluids in them? I don't think so. Advanced, elite, and ultimate. Perfect. Looks like Blue Sky Horizon just logged in. They are one of the new mods. Let me quickly add them the mod role. But I'm going to request a ultimate chemical tank. And we're going to put it down right here with a pressurized tube. Configure that to pull and make sure this is configured. Input from all of the sides and output the top is how we're going to use this one. Now we're going to use one of my favorite mods, Quantum Entanglement. AppMech Tank. Yeah, I probably could have done it that way, but the problem is when you AppMech Tank, notice it still pulls up all of the it pulls up the fluids. It doesn't. Oh, there they are. There they are. They're at the top. We found them, guys. Thanks, Rare. Now I know. Now that I've already done it. But what I was saying is we're going to get Quantum up in this. I think it's called Entangled. So I need a pattern for entangled blocks and an entangler binder. Go ahead and come back, and I'm going to craft up a few entangled blocks and 1 binder. And what we're going to do is select this as the block we want to entangle. Then we're going to head home. Actually, first... Uh-oh. Is the server crashing? That was weird. Anyway, I'm going to chunk load this reactor. And then go back. I did the back command too fast, I think. I think that's what happened there. But we're going to come over here. And I wanted to do them kind of high up with some cable. We'll do it right here. But we're going to place an entangled block and bind it. So as we can see, it is bound to the chemical tank in the fallen reactor dimension at 2110. And I want to give this fissile fuel. So again, in order to put fissile fuel in the bus, you need a tank. We'll just make another basic. You take a tank. You fill it with a tiny bit of your fuel. Again, that's by taking the tank and left-clicking over the fuel. Right-clicking on the bus. And while holding the tank, not holding down a mouse button, right-click to set it as a chemical. So this should... Oh, did I set it could be input from the bottom? Oh, I did, yeah. The reactor's actually currently on. So already it is producing nuclear waste. And if this nuclear waste, or okay, hold on. We need to mute that. So we're now producing steam and waste. And it's just running at 0.1 millibucket a tick, nothing crazy. But the beauty is, if the temperature gets too high, or this fills up with waste, or it doesn't have fuel, this will automatically shut off with this little redstone contraption here. Which is perfect. That's exactly what we need. The next big thing is to make a turbine, which can turn the steam into energy from mechanism. But we're going to build the turbine in the base. And then we need to take that nuclear waste somewhere. Now, I would like to store it in a cell. Why don't we make some patterns here? Throw these in here. And I need one more pattern of the cell itself. But you'll notice we need HDPE sheets and polonium pellet before we can do that. So instead of storing our nuclear waste in our AE system, we are only going to store polonium and plutonium in the AE2 system. Nuclear waste we will store in radioactive waste barrels. And the way we'll store it is by making a buffer and another hyperbox. So I'm going to put down a radioactive waste barrel and a pressurized tube. Now, as soon as this stuff is filled with material, we don't want to break it. You break it, radioactive leak. So this will start filling with waste, and I'm going to set it so that it only goes this direction. And what I want is to entangle another block. Yep, that is a way to do it. That is a way to do it. Another method that usually isn't disabled is the ultimate trash can, but we need the waste. We need it. I'm going to make another hyperbox. And for those who don't know, the dimension is active as long as the hyperbox is placed. Well, we can place a hyperbox in a hyperbox. So in this corner, I'm going to now make fallen waste storage. And in our waste storage, we can place down this entangled block and link it. And then I'm going to fill the room with nuclear waste barrels. But I think what we're going to do is start at the ceiling here. And I'll need some pressurized tubes. And we'll make one wall of storage for now. Hold on, my jetpack is too powerful right now. There we go. And take some more barrels. And fill this wall after setting this to pull as waste barrels. By the way, here's a Halloween song. I'm alive to tickle your fear. We're going to place down the radioactive barrels. And as we can see, it is pulling out of the dimension with the reactor through inception into the hyperbox with our nuclear waste barrels. And here's where we're going to do the processing. So we're going to have a wall of storage for nuclear waste and then processing. However, I think me and my wife are going to have some lunch. Thank you so much, Rare. And I might go live again in a bit to build a turbine and such. It all depends on how long I need to rest. I do need to take a rest now. I have to do that in between streams. And we'll be live again. So thanks everybody for hanging out. We'll end with the Halloween song playing in the back. Have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are in the world. I'll catch you next time. Huge thank you to everybody that donated bits, donated or tipped, or subscribed or followed. You guys are amazing. Bye-bye.